Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy and grateful that you're here. As most of you know me, I'm Stephanie Rapp. I was introduced to this project by my great friend Maria Lupita because she knows that even though I have a great job, I still have debt that I want to pay off as soon as possible, and this will help me do just that. So rather than me explaining how this all works, I want to hand it over to Maria Lupita.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, I am so proud of you doing this because I know that you said, I'm so nervous to do this. And as you can see, everybody, that's all that this is. This is about just making introductions and connections. So, by the way, everyone, I'm Maria Lupita. I'm so glad that you're here to support Stephanie. This will be a day that Stephanie remembers forever because one thing that I want to share with you is that for years I had this membership for just as a service and I never saw it for more than anything else. But when I was helping an aging attorney monetize his email list of 50 years, I introduced him to Brian Carruthers, who is a multimillionaire because of this membership. So when Brian said we pay every day, I couldn't unhear that. And that was huge for me because all the other businesses that I run pay me 5 to 30 days in the rear. And I was fresh out of $6,000 that I needed yesterday. So once I heard that, this became a no-brainer and I started immediately. Just a few hours a day in the pockets of my life, no experience necessary, no big investments like all my other projects. But instead of me explaining everything, I brought someone very special. Carlos has had massive success, not just here, but in other projects as well. So Carlos, would you mind sharing your story and telling all of us why we're here?
Hmm. Awesome. Hello, hello. Congratulations, Stephanie, and thank you so much, Maria, for introducing me and for those kind words. Thank you all for taking time out of your schedule to join us on this quick Zoom. I'm going to be fast and to the point. I want to make sure I bring you a lot of value, and I want to also let you know why I got started, how I got started, and some of the things that I was able to do to generate close to $100,000 in the last 4 months. And that's actually documented already in my bank account, which is pretty cool. Like Maria said, this company pays us every single day. I'm going to show you how we get paid. But a couple of months ago, I decided to. Oh, hold on. Somebody wants to come in. About 4 months ago, I decided to start looking for a new business venture. There's two things that I've done extremely well in my career. One was direct sales. Direct sales allowed me to escape the Bronx, get out of the ghetto of New York when I was at a young age of 20 years old. I was able to get introduced to this direct sales profession. And through that, I was able to leave New York, move to Miami, raise my family, build a $5 million a year business. And that story was actually featured and published in Chicken Soup for the Soul. And the reason that story was published was because I had a lot of challenges. And I was a young father. I have a daughter with a disability in a wheelchair, has cerebral palsy, does not walk. I have a son as well. He's 27 years old, and I got a 6-year-old grandson that I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy because they're going to be moving to Florida, and my son just started letting me know what he's going to be doing and some of his plans of coming back to the state of Florida. So my wife and I are extremely happy for that. But because of network marketing, I was able to build this amazing business. And here's why. It accepted me with open arms. It didn't matter if I was tall, short, had hair, no hair. It's a profession that accepts everybody. So I'm gonna show you that. So a couple of months ago, I decided to look into the profession again, see what was out there. I was out of the space since 2016. In 2016, I was introduced to the financial industry and cryptocurrency, and I hit it out the park. I was at the right place at the right time, and this is what's really important. I want you to write this down. If you surround yourself around the right people, you could hit a home run, even if you don't know what you're doing. And that's basically what happened to me with crypto. I was able to get involved in the cryptocurrency space, buy Bitcoin at 250, buy Ethereum at $7. About 10 months later, made $1 million with less than a $10,000 investment. And that wasn't because I was smart. It was because I was living in the right place, around the right people that know how to make money. Matter of fact, one of my neighbors on this side of the penthouse we had was a Saudi prince right in front of us. was Devon Best, who played for the Miami Dolphins. These are the type of people that I was around every single day. And that happened because of the direct sales space. Okay. A few months back, I went ahead on Facebook and I posted, I said, considering getting back into the industry, I've been out of direct sales for a couple of years. What's good? What's out there? And as soon as I put that post out, so many people started bombarding and putting things on my Facebook wall saying, hey, I know a good business. This is a good business. You can do this, you can do that. But the ones that I really respected that shared with me was people that I knew, liked, and trust, right? People that know you, like you, and trust you is going to be the ones that are going to do great things for you. And Brian Carruthers, who also spoke with Maria, he got into my inbox on Facebook and he said, Carlos, you need to come home. This is the vehicle for you. So I'm going to introduce you to that vehicle. But I listened to Brian. I shared it with my wife. My wife said, that is the vehicle. It complements what we already do. Everybody needs the service. Everybody could afford the service, and there's no competition. And we can market this service online and market the service using our telephone. So my wife saw it right away. I had another conversation with Brian, and I said, look, I'm coachable. You tell me what to do, and we're going to do it. And we launched our business, kind of the same thing that Stephanie's doing here today. We laid down the foundation, and the rest is history. Here's what's so cool. I'm not the only person making money here, right? Maria's making money. We got members of the team that are making thousands of dollars every single day. Every single day, the company pays us. So let me go ahead really quick and share the slides with you. If you can read, you can do this business. And if you don't know how to read, don't worry about it. I'll read the slides for you. You don't even need to do this, okay? I just want to go ahead and just show this. I'll open it up for some Q&A if there is a little time towards the end. But here's what I do know. Most of you are going to sign up and become customers. And why can I say that? Because I've done so many of these, and almost everybody signs up. Most people will sign up immediately to become a customer because the service makes sense and is super affordable. Each and every one of you that's listening here today, you could afford $7 for this service, and the value that the service provides is priceless. Now, today, people are looking for more income, more time, more flexibility, and they want a little more independence, right? The world is forever changing. We are in uncertain times right now. You can see what's happening with Venezuela. You can see, I mean, there was a Russian, I just saw a Russian submarine is in the water over there. And I mean, it's just crazy what's going on. People are losing their jobs. People are in extreme debt. People can't afford their rent. They can't afford their mortgages. You go to the supermarket to buy groceries where it used to cost $50 last year, it costs $100 today. Groceries have gone up almost 100% with tariffs and everything else. It is wild what's happening. The cool thing is that you can generate additional income being able to provide a service like the service we have, and you can do it all from the comfort of your home, and you can get paid every single day for it. Now, there's three types of income that you want to learn how to generate. This is very important when you're building a business. Number one, you want to generate linear income. Everybody that's listening to me today, you probably all get paid linear income. That's when you work 40 hours a week and you get paid for those 40 hours, right? You work 30 hours, you get paid for those 30 hours. If you have a job, you're getting paid linear income, which means you're trading time for money. That's okay, right? You want to be able to get paid for the work that you do. The second form of income that you need to have in order to create wealth is called leveraged income. Some of you probably heard of it, or you know people that do generate leveraged income. I'll give you an example. If you are a real estate broker, and you have an office and you have agents that sell real estate in your office that work for you, you are the broker, you have leveraged income. Every time one of those agents go out and sell a piece of property, you're going to generate a percentage of that. So if you have 10 agents, you have leverage because you got 10 people that are going out there and they're marketing products and services for you. Another industry that provides leveraged income will be the insurance business, right? If you're an insurance agent, like a State Farm agency, you guys see those insurance agencies where you buy your car, auto insurance, and all of that. They have agents that work for them as well. And when those agents go out and they write a policy, cha-ching, the agent, the master agent of that office, the owner of that office, gets paid that leveraged income. You can do the same exact thing. I'm going to show you how to build a team and how to have unlimited income potential. And the last one, this is when you get to walk away and generate real income. That's when you are out and about and you build a business where you get paid month in, month out because people continue to buy that service. That service is pretty important to think about. When you have a service that is subscription based, that's affordable, that everybody needs, and nobody wants to cancel, you're going to have residual income for years and years and years to come. Now, here's the magic question or the magic quote by Brian Carruthers, who's a good buddy of mine, and I'm looking forward to introducing him to each and every one of you. Whoever solves the biggest problems for most people make the most amount of money in this world. I want you to think about Uber. How many of you ever driven an Uber car? They disrupted the taxi cab industry. They made it safer to drive. They made it more convenient, no cash transactions. Easy peasy. Because they solved a major problem, you can see where the Uber stock is at today and the amount of wealth that was created by a lot of the founders who invested in Uber early on. How about Netflix? A lot of you got Netflix. You might use Netflix. That is also a subscription, right? That's a subscription model, and they disrupted the entertainment industry. People pay a little bit every single month. They get to watch all their shows, TV shows, and telenovelas, everything that they want. They can watch it there on Netflix. But that is a business model that solved a major problem and they disrupted the entertainment industry. We also are disrupting an industry that's super big. And the industry that we are disrupting is the legal industry. Okay. Now, our company solves three major problems in North America today. Number one, we are helping individuals. Number two, we're helping families. And number three, we're helping business owners as well. You're going to learn how to earn leveraged income, linear income, and also residual income. Now, the name of our company, before I even go into that, let me just read this to you really quick, or you can read it to yourself as well. Take a screenshot if you want to. But have you ever received a traffic ticket? I know I have. Right? Most people have received a traffic ticket. Maybe your children have received a traffic ticket and they are on your insurance policy. If you get a traffic ticket and you get points off your license because you're found guilty, your auto insurance is going to go up. But if you have an attorney that can defend you in court and can show up for you while you're at work, they can beat that case for you. Right? So very important. We market legal coverage, which is awesome. So traffic tickets. Have you ever wanted to write a will? Maybe you have a will, you want to revise that will. Maybe you bought a new property, you want to add it to the will. Maybe you had another child and you want to add it, add him or her to that will so that they can be beneficiaries to a lot of the things that you want to leave behind. Most people don't have a will. 7 out of 10 people don't have a will, even though they know that they need one. Wills are expensive, they could be complicated. I'm here to tell you that you're going to receive one absolutely free when you're a member and you have our service. And that will is not done by some local person, it's done by an attorney firm in your city, which is pretty cool. Have you ever lost a job, wanted to know your rights, but didn't have somebody to talk to? Now you will have somebody to talk to. Have you ever been treated unfairly? Right? Let me speak to a supervisor. And they say, nope, you can't speak to the supervisor. You didn't know your rights. Now you can have an attorney that will speak for you. Have you ever been a victim of breach of identity? Right? Your identity was stolen. Where do you begin? What do you do if your identity gets stolen? Now you have private investigators that will take care of that for you. Have you ever signed a contract that you regret it later? Maybe you didn't understand the information. Maybe it was written in another language. And right, we're in Florida. There's contracts and people do contracts in Spanish. Maybe you didn't understand it. Just the way that is. Now you can have an attorney firm that will review that and make sure that you're signing on the dotted line correctly and it's in your best interest. Had insurance claim denied. This happens all the time. If you drive a car, if you've been in a car accident, or if you have homeowners insurance and something happens to your property, these insurance companies, even though they collect your money each and every month, they don't want to pay out. They do not want to pay out. It's important to have an attorney that can reach out to them so that they can fight for you. Have you ever had questions regarding your credit score? Have you ever bought a defective product and now it doesn't work and you just bite the bullet and take the loss because the product didn't work? You go to the store and they don't want to give you a refund. This happened to a buddy of mine. He bought some recording equipment. He went away for a few days with his family, comes back, tries it out, connects it, doesn't work. Goes back to the store, said, look, I purchased this. Here's my receipt. It doesn't work. It's not doing what you said it was going to do. They said, oh, well, you used the equipment already. You got to go through the manufacturer's warranty. And he said, I don't. I got the receipt. I just bought it. And they said, yeah, but because it's not broken and you used it, we can't give you a refund. He said, oh, yeah? Let me call my lawyer right now. And my lawyer is going to speak to your manager. He got the lawyer on the phone. The lawyer spoke to the manager, and immediately he was able to get that refund. Have you ever had your social media accounts hacked? This happens to me all the time. All the time, I get notified every time somebody tries to clone my social media account. Now, the name of the company is called Legal Shield. This is not a brand new company. Right? This is a company that's been established over 53 years, solid as a rock. As a matter of fact, there's a book and a whole entire story written on this called The Prepaid Legal Story. You can see here Harlan Stonecipher. He is the founder of our company. He started this company back in 1972. Today, we protect over 4.5 million lives in the United States and Canada. We also protect small businesses and we also protect employees to large corporations through our employee benefit program. Now, Harlan Stonecipher started this company when he got into an accident and he really couldn't afford this attorney. On top of that, it wasn't even his fault. And the person that crashed into him ended up suing him. And he said there has to be a better way. He started this company to build a better world where access to the justice system is equal for every human. Today, I want you to think about it, especially for those of you who've been through an attorney before. You've used an attorney, whether it's, for a civil matter, a criminal matter, maybe a personal dispute. It does not matter. If you used an attorney before, you know how expensive they are. Even if you got one in the cheap, because they're friends. $200 an hour on the low end, right? A really good attorney is going to be upwards of the five, six, seven, $800, and if they're experts in their field, could go even higher than that. So what happens is when we run into an issue that requires an attorney, we don't have an attorney, so we don't use it, right? Because we're not going to spend two, three, $400. Let me tell you something that happened to my wife. This happened the other day. It happened while we was in Myrtle Beach. Maria and I went to an event with some other leaders in Myrtle Beach over the weekend. Good time. We got to meet some really cool people. So my wife, if you've ever used Uber Eats before, my wife didn't know how to use Uber Eats, but she attempted. She uses Uber all the time. So she attempted to use Uber Eats. She ordered from a restaurant $100 and something worth of food. And she thought it was geo-targeted to get delivered to the house. And they delivered it to the same restaurant where she ordered the food from. Now, she disputed it. There was no contact number, no customer service number. She disputed it with her credit card. The credit card company gave her money back. They saw all of the texts back and forth. Fine. She got her money back. While we was away in Myrtle Beach, my mother-in-law was here. She needed to get an Uber to take my mother-in-law to the airport. When she goes to use Uber, her Uber app is not working because it said that she had to pay the $150 to something for the food that she ordered from Uber Eats. Even though she won that and they gave her money back, now they're saying that she needs, in order to use Uber, she needs to pay the Uber Eats bill. I told her, don't worry about it. I booked the trip to Uber to the airport from my phone. And I told my wife to get a hold of the lawyer in Legal Shield. And the lawyer took all the information, They said they're going to handle it. She uploaded the credit card, that dispute. She uploaded the text screenshots back and forth with Uber Eats, and they said they're going to take care of this situation. But something like that, so small, you're not going to call an attorney for it, right? You're not going to pay 200, 300, $400 an hour for them to dispute a food bill. You would just bite the bullet, you know. My wife would have just said, you know what, it's $150. Let me just eat it, right? And no worries. But now because we got Legal Shield, she didn't have to. And Legal Shield is on that, and they are going to be releasing her Uber app so that she can use Uber again. They shouldn't commingle the two apps into one when it wasn't her fault. So these are types of things that you could use these attorneys for. So here are the products that we offer. I'm going to go through this really quick. Personal legal advice on any matter. Just like that example with Uber and Uber Eats, my wife didn't know you can call an attorney for that until I told her. And I wasn't even here. But because she's my spouse and she has the legal lawyer app on her phone, she was able to speak to them while I wasn't here. So once you get the service, everybody in your household is covered under the legal plan. So if you have 6 people living in your household, your spouse, maybe your partner, anybody under the age of 26, children wise, and if they're your children and they're away in the college, they still fall under your family plan. So everybody in that household is covered. Document reviews up to 25 pages. You don't need to sign that document until that lawyer reviews it. And if it's not going to cost you anything for them to review it, why not make sure you're protected? Letters, calls made on your behalf. Legal research up to 1 hour per matter. So if you don't know something, you want them to do research on that matter, they will do that for you. Will, living will, healthcare POA, financial POA. This is super important. Everybody needs a will. And will has nothing to do. I know some people say, you know what? I don't have no money. You know, when I die, nobody's going to get anything anyway. Why do I need a will? The reason you need your will because it's your last love story to your family, to your friends, to the people that you love and care about. Whoever you want in that will, that is your last love story to the people that you love and you care about. Here's another thing that goes into that will. It's what's going to happen, God forbid, you get into an accident and this happens every day where somebody goes on life support, right? You don't want to be on life support. Your your 2 or 3 siblings, or your children, they're fighting. They say, no, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Your husband or your spouse is saying, no, no, I don't think they want to live this way. And everybody's guessing and assuming. This breaks families apart. There's families that haven't spoken and siblings that haven't spoken to each other because of something like this. You need to put down your instructions in that will, so that your family, your loved ones, your children don't need to fight about it. You're going to get the will absolutely free. You're going to get the healthcare POA absolutely free. This is also important if you have children that are 18 or older that live with you because they are legal. They are of legal age. If something happens to them and you don't have a healthcare POA, there's nothing you can do in the hospital. You cannot make choices for your kids, even though they still live under your household. You need to make sure you get this done. Here's what's so cool. You're going to get all of this absolutely free as a member of Legal Shield. Traffic tickets. You get pulled over, your kids get pulled over, you get pulled over in another state, they would go to bat for you. They would go to court, so you get no points off your license. Your insurance does not go up. Civil trial defense. This covered under certain situations. Tax audit assistance. 24-hour emergency service. This has got to be one of the best services out there. On your app, you have an emergency button. It's a red button. If you're traveling, you go from one state to another, you run into a situation, you hit that emergency button. It could be 3 in the morning. Your kids are in spring break. They're partying in South Beach. They run into an altercation. Maybe the ambulance comes. There's something going on. They don't need to talk to the police. They need to speak to their attorney. And they need to let their attorney speak to the police. You hit the emergency button. That's all covered to protect you and your family. That is the service that we provide. Now, in addition to that, loan document reviews. You're going to buy a house, you're going to buy a car, they're going to review that loan for you. How about tenant lease advice, reviews, and negotiations all done for you? You're going to leave your apartment, go to another apartment. They're going to give you a new lease. Let them review that lease. If it doesn't look good, that lawyer, which is at an actual firm, will be able to negotiate that lease for you so you could get a better rate. Maybe you get a month or two for free. An attorney can do that for you. You're coming in strong. You're coming in hot. You're coming in like a professional, like the rich do. And you're doing it at pennies on the dollar. E-services, online notarizations up to 5 per year. E-signatures, unlimited. Family and domestic services, this is pretty cool. Uncontested divorce. How many of you, by a show, if you can put your hands up, you know divorces are expensive, right? Very expensive. Very expensive. Even if it's uncontested. Even if it's uncontested, it is expensive. That divorce is covered under your legal plan on the house. You don't need to pay for it. It is covered. How about an adoption? Let me tell you a story about this. All right. So a buddy of ours that's a top leader here, doing his business, he was able to foster some children. He got two, a little boy and a girl. He got them, right from the hospital as a foster parent. He's had them for 5 years. They're his children. And now Legal Shield is doing the adoption. And he doesn't have to pay anything extra. It's all covered. Separations are covered. Also name changes. If you ever want to change your name, that's all covered under your plan. Additional services outside of the scope of all the things that I already shared with you, or something pre-existing that's major, right? A criminal case, for example. Yes, they're going to give you the best advice. Yes, they're going to go to court for you. Yes, they're going to do all of those things, but they're going to give you a discounted rate when it comes to that. So if you go rob the bank, it's going to be at a 25% discount, all right? Now, how much do you think something like this will cost? How much do you think to have a lawyer in your pocket with an emergency button that you, your family, everybody can use under the same plan? How much do you think this will cost you on a monthly basis? And again, you can call them as many times as you want, right? They can do all of the stuff that I just mentioned. When we ask that question, most people say maybe $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, If you know the attorney, right? Let's say oh, I got a family member. I don't need it. I got a family member that's an attorney. My family member, I got a family member that's an attorney as well. Let me just nip that one really quick in the butt. So my cousin's an attorney. She's an international tax attorney in New York. She's smart, but she's an international tax attorney. She can't help me with a legal matter in Florida. She can't help me with a civil matter in Florida. She can't help me if I was driving from Florida to Texas and get pulled over in Texas. She can't help me. Now, let's say that it was a tax issue and she could help me. She can't help me in Florida. She's licensed in New York. Let's say if I went to New York and I have a tax situation. Could she help me in New York? Yes, she can. Is she going to do it for free? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. And if she does it cheap, it's still cheaper to have our service. She can never do it as cheap as we can do it here. Now, this service, how much you think this is going to cost you? Take it up. It's $37.95 a month for your entire family. That's our product. That's our service. That's what we market every single day. And we get paid handsomely to market this service. Here's the beautiful thing. There's not another company that markets this service. We have no competition. We've been in business for 54 years. We are solid as a rock. This is a $4 billion a year company. We do business in the United States and also in Canada. The only province in Canada that we don't do business in is Quebec, and that will be changing soon. So it is open across the United States and also in Canada for $37.95. You protect your entire family, everybody in your household. So 5 people in your household, all 5 are protected. All 5. You need a will, the will for you and your spouse, the will for you and a child, all done for you. That's absolutely free. The moment you sign up today, you will have access to that attorney firm tomorrow, and you can start the process of getting your will done. And now you are protected. What else is the other services that we market? I'm going to get right into those as well. But before I do that, let me show you this. And we're going to go through this quick. I should be done in the next 10 minutes. I really value your time. Once you start using this service, you're going to feel a certain way. Rich people feel a certain way because they have an attorney firm in their pocket. They could afford legal services. Now we could afford legal services. And we're not talking about a rinky-dinky legal service or a rinky-dinky lawyer. No, we're talking about one of the biggest law firms in your state. You're going to have the biggest law firm with 50, 60, 70 attorneys in your state. The law firm here in Florida has 63 lawyers that practice law in different fields, and they're the third largest firm in the state of Florida. You're protected in every state. You have an issue, you live in California, you live in New York, you live wherever you live, and you have an issue in another state, the best law firm that we have in that state will defend you and protect your rights. Now, once you get used to that, how will you feel? You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel smart. You're going to feel protected, secured, postured. You're going to have peace of mind. Wouldn't you have peace of mind when your children go out on vacation and you know that they have that emergency button on their phone? Pretty cool, right? If they run into a situation and you're not around, they can speak to an attorney. That gives you peace of mind. That's powerful. Makes you feel rich, confident, and heard. If you don't have this service, how will you feel, right? Some of us, right, before this, we felt defenseless. I know I did. If I ran into an issue, I'll just eat it, but not no more, right? So they asked a lot of members of Legal Shield how would they feel after they've used the service, and let's assume that they didn't have it anymore. And this is what they said. They said, I will feel defenseless, unsure, vulnerable, insecure, scared, right? Wouldn't you feel scared if you don't have legal coverage now that you know you can have one? Weak, poor, disadvantaged, timid, discriminated against, unheard, no voice. Now you have a voice. Now you could be protected. Now, we just don't protect individuals and families. We also protect small businesses. Most small businesses will go out of business if they run into a lawsuit. Now we can protect those small businesses as well. We got 3 different plans depending on the small business needs, and it's super affordable. A buddy of mine in New York, Jose, that has a welding company, he was spending over $20,000 a year for years just to run his business. He thought that was the norm. He used 2 services almost every single week. These are the 2 services that he used that was costing him thousands of dollars. The first service that he used was the service of having the attorney review these contracts that were coming in for him to do a big welding job for a particular company. He does big staircases, they do school staircases, and for those types of jobs, there are big contracts involved. He needed to pay for an attorney to review that contract before he signed on the dotted line. He thought it was just the cost of doing business, and he's been doing it that way for years. Here's the other legal service that he was using that was costing him thousands of dollars a year, and that was debt collection. When he does a job, he collects an upfront deposit to start the process. A lot of these companies, when it was time to pay, the job was complete, they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. And he got to continue calling them, calling them, calling them. He got tired of that, so he hired an attorney. And the attorney would do the debt collection, write the debt collection letter, do all of those things, and that was costing him thousands of dollars. So to do this type of business, it was costing him over $20,000 a year. He thought that was just the expense for his company, his size of business in New York. Once I showed him this plan, he couldn't believe it. He got the $169 plan with 100 hours of trial defense. That means if he gets sued, the lawyers will go to trial for him and will bat for him. They will go to bat with any small business that has this service. Here's what's so cool. Because the small business has this service and they have those 100 hours of trial defense, the lawyer, if they get sued, the lawyer can call the other lawyer and say, look, You know, my client's a member of Legal Shield. They have a limited time here. So you know, you better, get this thing done quick because we can continue to go into court. We can continue and take this thing all the way to trial. Companies don't want to do that because it's too expensive to do that. But it's not expensive for us and it's not expensive for the clients that we have that have a small business. So these are the types of services that we provide. We also have ID Shield, which protects your identity. Identity is the largest, identity theft is the largest crime. Common types of identity theft. Your tax returns could get stolen. You go to file your tax returns, but somebody did it before you. This happens all the time. Medical claims. Somebody goes to the hospital, they say I didn't have an ID, but they say your name. And now you got these bills and you don't find out about these bills until years later. It could be in another state. Social Security claims. This happens all day. We hear all of the stories. Your credit cards get stolen. They can be used. Driver's license. Somebody else can have a driver's license cloned with your information. Criminal character, right? These things happen. Now, when it comes to the legal system, you are innocent until proven guilty. When it comes to the identity theft, you are guilty until you prove your innocence. Where do you begin? How do you defend yourself? Do you even have the time? You got a 40-hour-a-week job, 9 to 5. How are you going to defend yourself? How are you going to fix this? You're not going to know. That's why ID Shield is the second product that we market that most customers sign up for. Full identity protection and restoration. You're going to have dark web monitoring. You're going to get a VPN that's secure for all of your devices, including your family's devices, your children's devices. You're at the airport, your kids are in school, they open up that tablet. That tablet is protected. That's all included. You're going to get licensed investigators to protect you in case your identity gets stolen. Privacy management. Everything is going to be managed on your behalf. Your credit cards, you're going to know, if the dark web, if somebody steals your information in the dark web, you're going to know if there's a pedophile in your neighborhood. It's going to alert you when there's pedophiles that move into your neighborhood. Wouldn't you want to know, especially if you got young kids, what's happening? You get all of that service as well. Now, our service is only $19.95 for an individual and $34.95 for a family, and everybody in that household is protected. You're going to get full identity protection and restoration. $3 million for identity fraud protection is included. If something happens to your identity, they will take care of it for you and make sure you are made whole, and you don't even need to think about it. You do not need to think about it. You don't need to waste time on it. We'll let the professionals do that for us on pennies on the dollar. So when you sign up today, you're going to have access to the lawyer on your phone. You're going to have a lawyer in your pocket. You're going to have access to that emergency button, and everybody in your household will be protected. You're also going to have ID Shield, and you'll be able to protect your identity, your family's identity, and all of the equipment, your phones, and all of the other equipment in your household. As a member of Legal Shield, we're going to give you a gift. It's called Members Perks. You get this absolutely free. You can download the app right now. People pay for this service. They're going to pay for the service every single month, but as a member of Legal Shield, you're going to receive this on the house. And every time you shop at any one of these stores, and I just put a snapshot of these stores, but there's a whole bunch of other stores as well, you're going to get a discount every time you shop. You go to Costco's, you get a discount. Office Depot, you get a discount. Disney, you get a discount. Right? That discount is more than enough to cover the cost of your legal coverage. Now, how do we make money? How do we get paid here? Let me go ahead and show you this. This is the opportunity wheel. We can market ID Shield, Legal Shield, small businesses, right? We protect small businesses. Employee group benefits. If you know a big, large corporation, you can get paid by going to HR. The company adds Legal Shield for their employees. The company is going to pay for the premium each and every month for their employees. And you get paid every time they hire a new employee, and those employee after 90 days qualify for the health benefits. They could also add legal benefits as well. Those legal benefits, but for a large group corporation, is going to come in at a discount because, of course, we're talking about 200 employees, 500 employees, 1,000, maybe 5,000 employees. Like Lululemon. Lululemon doesn't pay the same amount we pay, right? They get a discount, the employees, because it's a lot of them. Commercial driver's license, right? That is protected as well with our CDL add-on. If you know anyone who drives a commercial vehicle, they could get protected. Anytime we sell any one of these services, you're going to get paid the very next day. Now, how do we market these services? How I was able to make money so fast, and Maria, and how Stephanie is going to start getting paid each and every day is because we have tools on our phone that will send a video to somebody in 3 minutes, explain our legal service. They click a button, they sign up, and cha-ching, you have that money in your bank account the very next day. This is how much money we get paid when somebody signs up for Legal Shield and ID Shield. We call it a bundle. It's about $72 a month. So now if you're a single person, it's less than that because you're not going to need a family plan, right? So everybody's different, but about the average is about $72 a month. It could be a couple of dollars less. It's not going to be a couple of dollars more. Now, get paid $80. So here's an example. I just started. You signed me up. I buy the $72 plan to protect my family with Legal Shield and protect my family with ID Shield. The moment you sign me up, I pay $72 as a customer. Now I'm protected. The next day, you got $80 in your bank account. Pretty cool stuff. We're the only company that pays commission every single day. Now, if you're looking for another way to generate income, there's no better way than to market a service that everybody needs, everybody could afford, and most people didn't even know it existed until now. $80 every time you sign up a customer, all the way up to $416. Maria Lupita is about to hit the executive director position in our company. We're working hard to get this milestone done. Every time she signs up a $72 customer, the next day she gets $416. How many people you know make $416 a day for getting a $72 customer? Not too many, right? Most people work 40 hours a week and they don't make $400 a day. And we're talking about 416 in your bank, right? Not 200 in your bank, 416 in your bank, which is pretty cool. So that's what happens when you enroll members. And I'm going to break it down a little further. You're going to earn leveraged income by building a team. I'm going to show you how to make 100 grand easily with a small team, just like a real estate office will. I'm going to show you how to get residual income. Now, here's the cool part. And this is new. $700 bonus within 45 days. We got members of our team that is doing this in one day. I signed up a buddy of mine that was looking at this business, and he signed up 7 people yesterday. First day, him and his wife, 7 people made over $1,100 in his first day. My son came into the business, never worked with me before. He lives in Pennsylvania. He drives a truck. He said, Dad, I saw on Facebook you make $35,000. I want in. He saw I made $35,000 on the post. And for the first time, he said, look, I want to do this. I sent him over the video. He signed up. And in 3 days, he signed up 5 associates. And now he's a manager and he made $1,100. And he did it all from his phone. He didn't even get people on a Zoom. He didn't get people to watch a long video. He just shared the simple video that each and every one of you are going to receive that markets this for us. Now, that $700 bonus, how do you get it? Really simple. When you join us here today, the company has a mandatory training called Fast Start. This training is absolutely free for you. You're going to be marketing legal services. This is not marketing health supplements or, potions and lotions. This is serious. You're going to be helping families. You're going to be helping small businesses. You're going to be helping large corporations. The company's been around for 54 years. They need to know that you know how to market this service the right way, and you're going to put the customer first, and you're going to be able to provide and answer the customer's questions the right way. And you're going to give them the plan that that customer or that business needs. They have a 3-hour training, mandatory training. You set it up, and here's the best part. It's absolutely free. You don't got to pay for this. You're going to get trained. It's absolutely free. They're going to teach you how to use the tools. They're going to teach you what to say. They're going to teach you everything. And you'll be able to register for that training in the next 24 to 48 hours. Once you complete that training and you sign up your first 5 associates, you're going to get that $700 bonus on top of those $80 commissions times 5. Pretty cool, right? 80 times 5, you get that every single day. Plus, you're going to get that $700 bonus as a thank you because you showed the company that you're serious and you want to pursue this as a career, and you allowed them to teach you how to do this the right way. So congratulations in advance for doing that. Now, proven track record, 300 plus Millionaire Club members. We have over 400 six-figure earners. I'm one of those six-figure earners. Maria's going to be one of those six-figure earners. Stephanie's going to be one of those six-figure earners. Each and every one of you could be one of those six-figure earners. There is no lid on how high we can get to. Now, here's something that's impressive, right? It's not about making 6 figures. It's about doing it fast, right? How would you like to make 6 figures fast? That's what I did when I got into this business. When I went to an event, I met people that got to 6 figures in 10 years. I met people that took them 20 years to get to 6 figures. Now, this is a 54-year-old company. So in the past, it wasn't as easy as it is today. You couldn't get 6, 7, 8 people on a Zoom like this for 30, 40 minutes, an hour. They had to do it the old-fashioned way. They had to go meet somebody in their lunch break. They need to drive and spend money, take them to lunch, take them a coffee, or invite them to their house or go to their house. All of that time delay. That took a long time. We call that lag time. There was a lot of lag time. Now, because of the internet, we'll knock it out in one day. What used to take people 2, 3, 4 weeks, we knock it out in one day. What used to take people hours, we send somebody a video text in 10 seconds and they're in the business in 30 seconds. We couldn't do that before. You're going to get all of the tools that we use. You're going to get the entire system that I use, that Maria used, that Stephanie uses. In addition to that, you're going to get us. You're going to get us absolutely free. You don't need to pay for us. I love what I do. I want to pay it forward. I want you to win. I want to make sure that if you put in 5 hours of your precious hours a week and you invest to join this venture with us, that you are going to hit a home run. And I hope that I'm coming through clear because everybody that joins us wins. Nobody's losing. Nobody's getting left behind. You're going to win, and we're going to make sure that we show you how to do it. We're going to go above and beyond what the company's already doing for you. If we weren't around, the company's going to teach you, train you, and show you all of that. I told you they're going to train you. But in addition to that, you're going to get us on the house. Now, this is how we get paid, and I'm going to break this down for you because this is going to really hit home. If you are a brand new associate, you get started today, you sign me up tomorrow, you're going to get $80. Now, Maria Lupita, let's say she's an executive director. She signs somebody up for $72. They get ID Shield, they get Legal Shield, $72. She makes $416. This money is directly deposited into your bank account. There's no old-fashioned check being mailed in the mail where you gotta wait. No, no, no. In your bank. In your bank. And I'm going to show you how to sign up today so that you have that money in your bank tomorrow. You sign somebody up tonight. There are people that sign up today in a few minutes, sign up their best friends and the people that know them, like them, and trust them. And tomorrow you have the money. Pretty cool stuff. Now, if you are an associate and you sign up 5 customers, 5 associates, you're going to make 80 times 5, right? So that's $400. Now, let's say that Maria is an executive director. She makes the difference from 416 and 80. She gets $336 times the 5 customers that you signed up. That's big money. This company's been around for so long that they understand the retention rate of their customers. It takes them 18 months before they break even and make a single dollar on a customer that they sign up. And why would they do that? I'm going to show you why. Let me show you this really quick. This is a sheet of paper. We'll send you the sheet of paper. I'm going to add this to the slides, but I'm old school. I still like paper. So I'm going to show you this. I want you to answer to yourself. How much money do you pay for auto insurance every single month? How much money do you pay for health insurance every single month? How much money you pay for life insurance every single month? How much money you pay for your home insurance every single month? If you don't own a home and you got renters insurance, right? That's a thing now. Now, if you got one of these fancy smancy buildings, you need renters insurance. Add that number. Now you pay for all of those insurances. Why? Just in case. Just in case you get sick, you got health insurance. Just in case you run into an accident, or God forbid, somebody in your household, your children get into an accident in the car, you have that auto insurance. Life insurance. Just in case we die, we got that life insurance policy in place. How about homeowners insurance? I live in Florida. Just in case the hurricane takes my house, I have that homeowner's insurance policy, right? You can't even get a mortgage without insurance. You can't even drive a car without insurance. You can't go to the hospital without insurance, right? Unless it's an emergency room, and that's going to cost you a fortune. Now, why do you have all of those insurance policies? Just in case. The company knows that in the middle here, you add the legal insurance, you add our legal coverage. Now, why would you do that? Just in case. Just in case you run into an issue, you have a lawyer to back you up and you can take care of that problem in style. Here's another cool thing. Let's say you did get into a car accident. And these insurance companies, they're slick. They want to take your money every month, but they don't want to pay out. Now you got into that accident, it was a fender bender, but they don't want to pay what they said it was going to cost to fix your car. They don't want to pay those repair bills. You say, oh yeah? Your Legal Shield attorney is going to call that auto insurance attorney, and they're going to fight. He's going to say, you know what? You better pay up. You better hold on to your side of the bargain, because Stephanie is a Legal Shield representative and she don't have to pay me by the hour. I can fight with you for years and we're going to win. Now you have a law firm that will fight and protect you against these insurance companies. So not only is the law firm going to protect your household, protect your children, protect you in any state, protect your children in any state, it's also going to protect you against the insurance policies that you pay into each and every month that you never really use, but the moment you go to use those policies, you find out they don't want to pay. Oh yeah? My lawyer is going to come get you. That is why this company pays us what they pay us, because they know that you're not going to cancel that service. They are members of Legal Shield that have been using that service for 54 years. My friend Aaron, who I signed up, he's been using that service for 22 years. He didn't even know there was a business until I showed it to him. Thank God I did, because now he's an executive director making a lot of money. He was using his service for 20 something years. He didn't even do the business. And now he is doing the business. We got real customers, we got real families, we got real businesses that love our service and feel protected every single day because they can hit an emergency button and call that attorney for anything. Now, the small business plans pay out even more commissions. When I signed up my buddy's welding company, I made almost $1,100 on that one deal paid to me the very next day. Now, you're going to build a team of people. I'm going to show you how to do this. Some of you, how many of you might want $100,000 a year? I'm going to show you how to do that part-time. And how could I show you? Because I did it. I did it. You know who else did it? 5 members of my team already did it. Who's next? Maria, Stephanie, everybody on this team that works with us is going to hit this milestone because we got the formula. And here's the formula. You protect 4 families yourself a month, part-time. That's 1 family a week. You're going to earn $320 to $2,164 for your own personal production. That's the linear income. Now let's talk about the leveraged income. Remember I told you about the leveraged income? I'm going to show you, we're going to work with you, and we're going to show you how to build a small team. Even if it takes you a few months, it doesn't matter. We're not going nowhere. You're still going to do it, and you're still going to win. We're going to show you how to build a small team of 25 associates. 25 associates that can do what? Help one family a week. That's it. 25 people that help one family a week for a month. The same thing you're going to do. You're going to make $120,000 a year. That's with a small team of 25 people. Imagine if you have a team of 50 associates, right? You know, we got people in our team right now that signed up tax agencies. When people walk into that tax agency now, they're saying, hey, you know what? We just did your taxes. Do you got a will? Sign up for our service. You get the will and you get a lawyer. It's endless, the possibilities and the people that you can sign up that can get more than for customers. But if all you did was build a small team of 25 that can help four families, you're making $120,000 a year. In addition to that, you're going to get trips. We got a trip that's coming up. The best trips are the free trips. You don't pay for the flight. You don't pay for the food. You don't pay for the hotel. It's all included. The next trip is going to be to Punta Cana, Santo Domingo. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and it's not going to be in one of these rinky-dinky hotels either. It's going to be at the Hard Rock Hotel. It's going to be fun. We're going to dance. We're going to party. We're going to have a good old time. And it's going to feel so much better because it's free. All right, the best trips are free. Let me tell you, best trips are free. Now, how do you get started here? Really simple. Not a lot of money. I told you most people sign up after this because it's affordable. Everybody can do it. 99 bucks one time. That's it. That's the magic number. You're going to get all of our tools, the marketing system, the videos. You can build your business online. You can build this business on your phone. That's going to cost you $24 a month. That is your operating expense. $24 a month to build this business that you get paid every day. You get a customer, you make 80 bucks. After 5 customers, you get a $700 bonus. And you get an increase in pay bump. It's so affordable. This is the best return on investment business I've ever done in my life. I've made good money in my career, but I've never made $35,000 in my second full month in the business. And when I did make that money, it didn't cost me 25 bucks a month to do it. Super affordable. Now, here's how you get started. And really pay attention to this because I need you to make sure you put in your banking info so that you can start getting paid. And I need you to check daily pay because it's going to default to monthly pay. We don't want that. I want you to get paid every single day. Number one, you're going to become a member. Stephanie's going to send you the link. All you got to do on that link is click on one button. It's called Business Builder. You click on that button. It's going to add the associate fee. It's going to add ID Shield and Legal Shield in your cart. And based on your own personal situation to protect your family, it's going to ask you to choose what plan of Legal Shield you want and what plan of ID Shield you want. If you're single, you're not going to get a family plan. Okay. So that's the first thing. We want to make sure you protect your family and you protect yourself. If you're single, protect yourself. If you own a business, protect the business. So that's step number one. And you're going to become an associate. After you hit the checkout button, make sure everything is in the cart. You hit that checkout button. You're going to be a member of our team. You're going to be a member of Legal Shield. Right on the screen, it's going to say, how do you want your commissions? Enter your banking information here. Make sure you click on that. And then set up your banking information. How you want to get paid. Do you want to get paid monthly, weekly, or daily? Direct deposit into your bank. Make sure you set that up. Okay? Because if you don't set it up and you forget and you sign people up, then we need to go back and we need to submit a form. And I mean, it could get done, right? This is why I'm sharing this with you now because I'm getting better at, I didn't mention this in the past, but as the more I do this, the better we get. So you guys have an advantage. So make sure you go ahead and you set that up. Okay? And after you do that and you're in the system, then Stephanie's going to send you a link so that you can register for that free training. It's called Fast Start. This is going to qualify you for that $700 bonus. It's also going to qualify you, to work with us. And we're going to help you every step of the way. Once you go through that fast start training, I want to have a nice conversation with you. Give me a call. They'll give you my contact information and we'll set up a time where we can launch your business. We can let everybody know you're in business and I would do the presentation on your behalf. You don't got to do anything. Just like Stephanie's here, all you got to do is smile, look good, and you're done. Right? Now, I want to show you the big opportunity here. I told you we all pay for life insurance every month just in case. We pay for auto insurance every month just in case. We pay for health insurance every month just in case we get sick. Look at the opportunity of legal. Most people don't know that this is a thing, right? These are billion-dollar markets. Billion-dollar markets. Legal coverage is so tiny. Talk about building a business, solving a major problem with no competition, with huge upside potential. There's no better business than we have right now. And here's one thing I can tell you honestly from my heart. Every time I sign up a customer, I feel good. I feel good. You know, I know that I'm doing a good service for them. When my neighbor came over and his wife was here, and we told them about Legal Shield, I remember my wife saying, "Oh, what? What do you mean you don't have Legal Shield? You don't have insurance?" His wife looked at him. She said, "Why we don't have it?" My wife said, "You better sign up right now. It's 37 bucks." And then she hits my buddy Jerry and she said, "You better sign up." I sent him the link and he signed up right there on the spot. I felt good that I was able to do that for them, right? They didn't have a will. People make over $250,000, don't have a will. You'll be surprised how many people don't have a will. And it feels good to know that we're going to provide them with a law firm that can take care of that for them and eliminate the burden of them having to do it for themselves. So it feels really good to have a business that you're doing a real good service. You're providing a real good service to the people that you love and you care about. They're going to be protected. That's going to make you feel real good. So with that being said, I just want to welcome you aboard in advance. Become a member. Do it today. No need to think about it. Become an associate and get trained, and let's get you paid. My goal is to show you how to make $1,100 in the first few days, and we're going to do it. Back over to you, Maria.
Carlos, thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, this is going to be a historic day for Stephanie. The next steps that you want to take is that you want to reach out to Stephanie because it does matter who joins first. So make sure that you reach out to Stephanie. She's going to give you her link for you to get started. And then she's going to put you in touch with me and Carlos, and then we'll take care of the rest. So welcome. If I can be so bold to say, welcome aboard, because you are in for the best ride of your life when you decide to join us with this venture. So Stephanie, congratulations. And everybody, I want to make a quick point before we close this off. One thing that I want you to pay attention is how much work does Stephanie do? She smiled, she introduced us, and that was it. And that's all that you're expected to do here. You're just introducing us, and then we take care of the rest. Carlos and I, we do this full time, and we want to take care of you and take care of everyone that you bring over to have the services as well. So with that, have an amazing night, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Congratulations, Stephanie. And Carlos,
Take
as
care.
always, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.